Okay, fifth graders. I wanted to give you guys a quick lesson on finding area because some of the problems in the Get More Math are a little more difficult than just simply length times width, which is, what you have to do to find the area. So let's look at the first one here. I did 3 of these, and each one I'm going to do a little bit differently. They're actually going to be a little bit different, but let me just show you something here. So how would you find the area of something that's 15 feet by 5 feet? Well, you would just simply multiply what? 15. It's going to be times 5, right? 5 times 5 is 25. Put down the 5, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 more is 70. So the area would be 75 feet squared. That's how you would write it. Some of you, I noticed today, you were writing something like this, 75 squared feet. That's not right. Okay? That's not how you would write it. You would write simply 75 feet squared. That's what they're looking for in the Get More Math. Now, what if they gave you a problem that said there was something that had a width of 15 feet and the area was 75 feet squared? How would you answer that? Okay. Well, you would divide 75 by 15. You divide the area, 75 by 15. Well, we already know that 15 goes into 75 5 times. So the missing side here, what's in question here, okay, that missing side would be 5. And you know that because I erased it, and because you have 2 other examples to look at. But I figured that out simply by dividing 75 by 15, and the answer's 5 feet. Now, it wouldn't be 5 feet squared because we're talking about distance right here. This is squared. This one right here, this is squared because we're talking about area. And area would always be inches squared, feet squared, meters squared, miles squared, okay? But when we're talking about length, you would not square it. So, hang with me here. What if they had a problem that said there was a shape or an area that had an area of 75 feet squared and one side of the rectangle was 5 feet? What would the other side be? Okay, well, same thing. To figure out what this side would be, you would take the area, just like I did a couple minutes ago, and divide it by the side that they gave you. 75 divided by 5 is 15. So the area that we don't know would be simply 15. 15 feet. Not squared because we're talking the distance from here to here. It's not the area. So in some of the Get More Math problems, you'll have some problems that are worded like this. Worded a little differently here. So let's look at the first one. It says a rectangular tarp is 3 times as long as it's wide and it's 3 yards wide. So here's our rectangular tarp. It's 3 yards, okay? 3 yards wide. And it says the tarp is 3 times as long as it's wide. Well, here's the length. It's 3 times as long as its width. What's its width? 3. What's 3 times 3? 9. 9 yards. So what's the area? Well, what's 9 times 3? 27 yards squared. Here's another one, number 2. A rectangular tarp is 6 times as long as it's wide. It's 8 yards wide, so here's the width. I'll put 8 yards. what's its area? It says a rectangular tarp is 6 times as long as it's wide. Well, what's 6 times 8? That's going to be 48 yards. Because I just multiplied 6 times 8. And what was this? This was 9 times 3. Okay? And then so the area is 40, nope, sorry, back up. 48, it's going to be times 8. That's going to give me the area. 8 times 8 is 64, put down the 4, carry the 6. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 6 is 38, so 384 yards squared. That'd be the area. And so in the Get More Math, I saw some problems like this. So here's another one. It says a carpet covers 100 square meters, so 100 meters squared, which is the same thing as 100 square meters. And its width is 20 meters. How long is the carpet? So its width from here to here is 20 meters. How long is the carpet? Well, I guess if you wanted to call, it doesn't really matter if you call this width or this length, but this is the side we're looking for between this point and this point. We're looking for this. This is what's in question. How do you do that? Well, what's 100 divided by 20? It's 5. So the width would be, remember, we're doing division here. When we don't have the area, or there's something, one of these 3 sides is missing, we're dividing. And so what's 100 divided by 20? The answer is 5. So the width is 5 meters. How long is the carpet? 5m. Not squared, because we're talking about distance. So anyways, you may have to watch this a couple times to let it sink in, but you'll have some problems on the Get More Math similar to those, and I think this will help you guys. Okay, and let's see here, I'll end this.